that it began just 3 weeks after.
What's going on? Y'all are going to jail!
Opened the door, he saw a dead man lying on the bed with his back turned toward the camera.
No. Wait.
Hey, it's Naya, your favorite reaction YouTuber. I know my OC looks different every day, but I'm experimenting with my video style. But today I will be watching 3 most disturbing YouTube rabbit holes. Make sure to like and subscribe, we are almost at 40 subs. Also join my Discord server, link in description. Let's jump into the intro.
Dosa Wuchi is a South Korean YouTuber known for exploring abandoned buildings, most taking place in the rural parts of South Korea. His videos show him and his friend exploring at night, documenting and conducting paranormal investigations in these forgotten places. Most of his videos are live streamed in creepy and disturbing looking locations.
He could never.
But none of them are as disturbing and creepy as this one. On September 16th, 2025, Wuchi uploaded a video titled, "May the Deceased Rest in Peace."
Great.
The video starts with him and a friend driving down a dark road to an abandoned vacation house in Sancheong County. The resort had been left deserted after a fire in 2023 and was later damaged even further by a landslide. When they first entered the building, they made their way through the burned-out sections of the place until they reached an area where they decided to use EMF detectors and a spirit box.
Spirit box, hasn't the place gone through enough? I will never understand why people choose to do this.
To try to communicate with the dead. A little while later, Wuchi made his way up to the 3rd floor of the building, and at the far end of the hallway, he saw a pair of men's shoes placed neatly outside one of the rooms.
Isn't this your cue to leave? Why are we still looking at the conveniently placed shoes?
신발이 왜 여기 있어? 야, 잠깐만.
Even stranger, the door and windows of that room were tightly sealed with layers of plastic. There were also bugs crawling all around the outside of the door.
There's definitely some demon behind that.
비닐이야? 비닐인데?
He tried to open the door, but it was locked, so he looked around to see if he could find something he could use to open it.
I feel like when it comes to these types of explorations, there's more likely to be something unalived inside it. Or something toxic that shouldn't be touched. There are many cases of people finding very unusual things, for example, Rosie the shark. Trigger warning. If you don't like seeing unalived animals, please skip to. This is Rosie. She was originally caught back in 1997. Unalive, then sold to the Wildlife Wonderland Park for display. But sadly in 2012 the park would shut down, leaving Rosie behind. But then in 2018, Rosie was finally found by urban explorer YouTuber named Lucky MC.
That's great. Oh, you can sort of see it with the lighting. You see it? There you go. Picture of boobies. I'll have to censor that.
After Rosie was found, she was moved to Crystal World Exhibition Center in Victoria, where she now resides. The only reason I brought this up was because many things can happen on urban explorations and should only be done by professionals. Sorry for the rant, I'll play a large chunk of the video now.
이쪽에도 창문이 있을까? 일단 확인 좀 해보자. 문을 열어봐야 되는데
You don't
문
really
열 게
have to
없네.
though.
He eventually found some wet wipes and decided to use the plastic lid from the container to unlock the door.
Really, Nick?
Wait, it actually worked. What could possibly be in that room?
He broke it open.
What the heck is that? What is it?
When he opened the door, he saw a dead man lying on the bed with his back turned toward the camera.
No. Wait.
Startled, he immediately backed
Yeah, I'm a
out and
bit
contacted the
uncomfortable.
police. The officers asked him to re-enter the room and take photos for confirmation before they dispatched police.
It wasn't my bitch. Then shut the fuck up in 2024.
Despite the fear of going back in the building, he went back in and took the pictures and sent them to the officer, then waited outside until authorities arrived.
Poor guy. I am glad he immediately contacted authorities, instead of just posting a TikTok video.
Investigators later revealed that the deceased was a man in his 30s from Gyeonggi province and had been missing since July.
Rick
A note
bro.
was found in the room, and early findings indicated no signs of foul play, suggesting the case was what they call in South Korea a lonely death.
One thing before we continue, know that you're not alone, and there's always someone out there to talk to. And to the man's family, I hope they are doing alright. Even though this wasn't a self-harm case, it is still upsetting no one decided to check on him.
Insanely enough, this wasn't the only time he found a dead body while exploring.
2021, did he not learn for this video?
On May 13th, 2021, Wuxi posted a video titled "A Deceased Person Found in a Haunted House." The video starts with Wuxi walking up to an abandoned house. When he enters, he carefully makes his way through the trash-filled rooms until he sees something that startles him.
I don't want to ask what he found this time.
Wuxi wasn't entirely sure of what he just saw, so he stepped outside to calm himself down. After taking a moment to regain his composure, he gathered the courage to go back inside the house to see what was in the room.
Before he says anything, let's guess on what it is.
야, 저거 사람 뼈잖아. 사람 뼈야.
When he re-enters the room, he discovers a deceased person lying on a bed. Terrified, he immediately runs out of the house and calls the police.
아, 사람 맞아. 아, 사람 맞아. 아, 진짜 별걸 다 보네. 진짜 휴가하면서. 입구가 있어요. 잠시만요. 제가 끄고 잠깐만요.
At least they didn't make him go back in.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find any additional information on this case, and there hasn't been any updates about it on the Dose of Wuxi YouTube channel. This is 38-year-old Haim Nisim Cohen, who was known online as the TikTok Rabbi. He ran a TikTok account called Our Unique Family, and in his videos it showed him with the 9 boys he had adopted, doing skits, enjoying life, and practicing Jewish traditions together. On the surface, it all looked like a genuine, tight-knit family built on their faith, but in reality, this family had a very dark secret. On his TikTok channel, he claimed he was a single Orthodox Jewish man raising 9 adopted boys, many of them with special needs. Cohen portrayed himself as a rabbi. He claimed he'd grown up in a Yiddish-speaking community in Brooklyn and that each of the boys had been born Jewish. In interviews and social media posts, he spoke about their hardships in foster care and his mission to give them stability and faith. As his online popularity grew, Cohen began asking for donations, saying he was terminally ill. He posted photos of himself in wheelchairs and videos using oxygen tanks, claiming he was dying but still devoted to taking care of his sons. But all of this was a lie. In reality, he wasn't a rabbi, he wasn't terminally ill, and he wasn't Jewish. His real name was Jeffrey Lugan-Vagel, born in Odessa, Texas in 1984. Court records later showed he had no Jewish ancestry, no religious training, and no real ties to the Jewish community. The image he built online was a performance, carefully curated to appear perfect. But that all changed when a disturbing phone call was made. On February 1st, 2023, a teenage boy called into a podcast called Blind Skin Beauty, hosted by Twaya Paines. He didn't give his name, but said he was 17 and one of Cohen's adopted sons. During the call, he revealed that the began just 3 weeks after
What's going on? Y'all are going to jail! Period!
he arrived in the home in 2016 and said that it never stopped.
These
He
poor
said
kids don't
there had been
deserve to
8
go
prior
through this.
investigations by Child Protective Services, and each time their adopted father Cohen either bribed or threatened the boys into silence. He also claimed Cohen warned them that if anyone told the truth of what's been going on, he'd kill them.
Trigger warning. If you are not comfortable with hearing about harm towards minors or assault, please skip here. If you are a person going through a similar situation, please dial the National Domestic Violence Hotline, for you are not alone.
There
I'll
was
just
8
let
full
this part play
investigations
out.
done.
Okay, but
not once have they removed us.
listen to this though, because you're saying there was 8. Okay, because now this is the thing, and you're saying that because I just want to make sure that everything. So who told him that people were being touched? Was it somebody else told him that? Why was there an investigation that happened if you never told him anything?
It's essentially my word versus all of my brothers. And I don't want to give any information that could... I already know how NCIC and PCIC work. I know how a lot of the different things work. So I don't want to provide too much detailed information. I just want to know what should be done. I don't.
Well, it's not your word against your brothers, because your brothers are not the ones that's doing this to you, are they? Is it?
No. But technically, when it comes to the CPS investigations, there has been 8 launched, and all of them were acquitted. So I'll make this slightly even worse. Since we were little, seeing that we came from CPS, we had very obvious cognitive issues, specifically 3 of my brothers, and they happen to all take psychotic medications. You can see where this is rolling. He has a doctor who was friends with him, and I'm speaking of my father now.
How can you call that man your father?
And he essentially had us all placed on medication. So, hold on, I was just checking to see if my father was coming home because I thought that there was a car. So essentially what I'm saying is, anytime we make a CPS investigation, he'll either bribe us or he'll just directly scare us. And 2 of my brothers are, so there is no chance. We do not have cameras inside. I'm smart enough to take a burner phone, which is what this phone is operating through. It's just Wi-Fi. My dad doesn't even know I have it. But anyway, I'm about to be 18 and I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I just wanted to
live after this.
I'm not worried more of where I'll go, because I already know that I'm traveling to Israel because my father wants me to go and stay in a place where he could take control, basically, of my income and stuff, which is already what he does. I have a driver's license, which is valid, and the thing about it is I'm not allowed to have it.
Let me ask you a question. Where are you at right now? Can you just leave and go somewhere? Like, if I gave you a safe place to go, will you be able to go there?
Not entirely sure.
Why?
Because all of my brothers are here.
Baby, listen. You need to get your brothers help too. You need to get out of here so you can help your brothers. I was too when I was young, and you know something? I wish that I was more brave to do something different, because then you have to worry about the fact that if you don't talk about it, he could be doing that to your little brothers. Like anything could happen. And if he's doing that to other kids, he could bring you guys diseases, anything.
I'm aware, but I'm just waiting I'm essentially waiting until I'm 18, because I actually have a timer, like a quite literal timer.
When you say, do you mean like, is he actually?
No, yes, I'm aware of the difference.
Gosh.
I turn 18 in 16 days, 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 11, 10, 9, 8, 7.
This is really bothering
6,
me right now.
5,
Not even
4, 3, 2, 1, 16 minutes, 1 hour, and 16 days. The devil is a liar.
Let me ask you this. Have you been to the police?
I go every single week.
And they don't do anything?
I haven't told them.
Okay, so why did you go to the police if you didn't tell them?
Well, I didn't go to the police. I go because I was put into the program by my father. It's just another addition as to he can say, my kids are perfectly okay, which has been done before.
No, this is different. If you go to the police, they will do something.
If they have information.
That you are the
information, babes.
Wouldn't they need a warrant for anything?
No.
And they will keep you safe. They're not going to let you go back to that house, and they're going to pull every kid out of there what needs to happen, and he needs to be in jail. You need.
So I give PC.
What?
Yes, they give you PC. Like they're gonna put you inside of a placement so that you can be safe. Yes, right, Rafi?
Yeah. Once they pull you out from where you live, you can't go back there. They're not gonna bring you back there.
And they won't bring no other child in there neither, especially with that with these allegations, until a full investigation is done.
After this call, the host of the podcast immediately contacted CPS and local police. Investigators quickly tracked the call and located the boy. When they first spoke to him, he denied everything and insisted there had been no abuse and that he wasn't the caller. But when detectives played the podcast recording to him, he broke down, admitted it was his voice, and confessed it was all true. Later that year, Cohen was arrested. The crazy part is, after all of this, he was still uploading videos showing himself in a wheelchair, connected to oxygen tanks, claiming to be under hospice care. Yet when police took him to multiple hospitals, doctors found no trace of any illnesses. His oxygen tanks hadn't been used in months, and his sons confirmed he only brought them out for the camera. By then, 5 of the boys had come forward. One of them, who was 16, told police Cohen used pepper spray on him when he disobeyed.
It just keeps getting worse.
He described a that took place both in the family home and at a remote cabin in Odessa. Another said the children were routinely locked in their rooms, allowed out only to eat or to use the bathroom. None of them were allowed to have phones, and despite Cohen's claims that they were homeschooled, there were no records to prove it.
This is
The
genuinely
oldest
so
adopted
upsetting.
son, 22-year-old Avshalom Cohen, was also arrested after the younger boys told the police. They accused him of one of the brothers back in 2020. Not long after, Avshalom was arrested again near the Mexican border, driving a van full of undocumented migrants armed with a gun and carrying a fake police badge. But what made everything worse was what investigators found next. They discovered this wasn't the first time Haim Cohen had been accused. In 2019, a 16-year-old exchange student from Spain reported to his school principal that Cohen had abused him. According to court documents, Cohen regularly abused the boy, stating it always took place late at night when everyone else was asleep. And despite this charge, Cohen was never convicted. The case lingered unresolved, and even while out on bond, which prohibited him from being near schools or areas with children, he continued living with and raising his adopted sons. And disturbingly enough, he was still allowed to adopt more children. When he was finally arrested in 2023, CPS removed the 6 youngest boys from the home. And on April 7th, 2025, Cohen was sentenced to a total of 135 years in prison.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
After pleading guilty to 4 counts of a child and 1 count of indecency with a child.
I mean, you're never going to get out of prison. You're going to die in prison. You understand that?
This is the last known image of 31-year-old Gareth Williams. He was a code-breaking mathematician who worked for MI6 and was last captured on CCTV footage walking in London on August 15, 2010. 8 days after this footage was recorded, police arrived at his London flat for a welfare check after he suddenly stopped showing up to work. Gareth lived a quiet, regimented life. He was private, disciplined, and never missed work. So when he vanished, co-workers and family knew something was wrong. When police entered his apartment, the first thing they noticed was the extreme heat. They described the home saying it felt like it was being cooked. Otherwise, it appeared undisturbed. It seemed almost staged how perfect everything was. His phone, laptop, charger, and wallet were neatly placed near the couch.
That is too perfect.
Then officers entered the bathroom. Inside the bathtub sat a red North Face duffel bag secured with a padlock. The bathroom was spotless and showed no signs of a struggle. Hoping for a simple explanation, officers opened the bag. Inside was Gareth's naked, decomposed body. and strangely enough, the key to the padlock was underneath him. Because the heat had been turned up so high, decomposition was advanced, making it difficult to determine his exact time or cause of death.
Rest in peace.
The bathroom contained no fingerprints, no DNA, and no footprints, not even Gareth's. The bag and lock also had no usable forensic evidence. There was no damage to the inside of the bag, indicating he didn't try to escape, which means he either entered willingly or was unconscious. But the idea he zipped himself inside, cleaned the bathroom, and left no trace is impossible. Whoever did this had forensic skill and intent to erase evidence. Autopsy results were inconclusive. They stated there were no obvious injuries, no confirmed poison, but decomposition made it impossible to rule out a fast-acting toxin. The coroner said Gareth had likely been dead for a week and could not have locked himself inside. She stated someone else placed him in the bag and locked it. Gareth was a mathematical prodigy and an elite codebreaker. He was recruited to GCHQ in his early 20s and later transferred to MI6, where he worked on intercepting and analyzing global communications to stop terror attacks. He reportedly helped foil the 2006 liquid bomb plot targeting transatlantic flights. Just before his death, he told family he regretted joining MI6 and planned to return to GCHQ, but was found dead just weeks later.
That is a bit suspicious.
Because Gareth worked for MI6, the heads of the Secret Intelligence Service and the Metropolitan Police met to decide how the investigation would be handled. Gareth had access to highly classified material, information that, if leaked, could compromise government intelligence. MI6 insisted on taking control of the investigation. Gareth had also worked closely with the U.S. National Security Agency and the FBI, both of which wanted involvement to ensure sensitive information stayed confidential.
What sensitive information did Gareth had that the UNSA and FBI had to take over?
Discussions between MI6 and the Metropolitan Police quickly turned tense, and in the end, it was decided that both agencies would conduct their own separate investigations. Shortly after Gareth's death, newspaper articles ran the headline, "Secret Double Identity of Murdered Spy," stating he was a secret cross-dresser who may have been killed by a gay lover. Police had found a wig and women's clothing in his apartment that would fit him, and soon after that discovery, reports circulated claiming he owned thousands of dollars worth of designer women's wear, coke, and bondage gear. Articles alleged he paid escorts, performed in drag, and often went to clubs. Most of these claims were later proven false. The only truths were that Gareth owned some women's clothing and a wig. He had never used escorts, dressed publicly as a woman, had a boyfriend, or taken recreational drugs, and he rarely drank. Given the extensive background and drug testing at MI6 and GCHQ, any drug use would have resulted in his immediate dismissal. The fractured investigations between MI6 and the police created chaos. The Metropolitan Police requested access to Gareth's office, but MI6 blocked them, stating the office contains classified material. When MI6 later returned to the crime scene to re-examine it, they discovered that police had removed several items, including the front door. The two agencies refused to cooperate. They continued hoarding information and sabotaging the crime scene until the investigation was over. The investigation's abrupt end left many frustrated and unconvinced, but in 2012, a coroner's inquest revealed just how disastrously the case had been mishandled. DNA had been found on Gareth's hand, but it was traced back to a forensic investigator, meaning the entire scene had been contaminated. Evidence had been destroyed or tampered with. Photos were deleted from Gareth's phone. Flash drives were withheld. Both MI6 and the police were found to have deliberately misled one another, sharing false information and keeping crucial evidence hidden.
This is straight up suspicious and disgusting, because not only did they delete stuff from Gareth's phone, they touched his body, which was considered evidence. If Gareth was that involved with the government and the FBI, what information did he have on them? Did they silence him? Editing Nia here, this is only my opinion. I promise from what I know none of this is truly confirmed.
The corruption and incompetence were so extensive that the coroner, Dr. Fiona Wilcox, publicly condemned everyone involved, from forensics to MI6 leadership. Her final ruling was that Gareth's death was not Based on all available evidence, she concluded that someone else had placed Gareth inside the bag, locked it, and that he was likely still alive when it happened and died shortly after, likely from CO2 poisoning or a fast-acting toxin.
I've always been satisfied that a third party may have been involved in his death, and the coroner has confirmed that in her finding today.
Following this ruling, the Metropolitan Police reopened the case. For a year, they reviewed every piece of evidence, this time under a court order requiring MI6 to cooperate fully. But after a year, Deputy Assistant Commissioner Martin Hewitt announced their final conclusion, which was, Gareth Williams most probably died in an accident alone in his flat, and that no other person was present. My question is, how are these agencies investigating this after deliberately destroying the crime scene? And also, how did he lock himself inside the bag? Basically, these agencies investigated themselves, and upon further analysis, they found that they've done nothing wrong. With no official answers, theories emerged. One of the most discussed came from former KGB officer Boris Karpichkov. According to Boris, agents from Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service tried to blackmail Gareth into becoming a double agent. Gareth allegedly rejected them immediately and made it clear he intended to expose a Russian operative working inside GCHQ.
Interesting, denying an offer to become a double agent just to be killed shortly after.
Boris says that this defiance effectively sealed Gareth's fate. In his account, Gareth's refusal and threat to reveal their undercover agent led to a Russian hit being ordered, followed by an effort to destroy Gareth's reputation after his death. Boris claimed that at the time of the murder he was living in the same general area and noticed multiple suspicious vehicles near Gareth's home, along with men watching the street as if surveying the area. He believed he was also being monitored because he had defected from Russia, but after Gareth's death, he realized he wasn't the target. Officially, this is where the case ends, and despite speculation, Gareth Williams' death still remains a mystery to this day.
That video was absolutely insane. Especially Gareth's story. Hopefully, they find out what really happened to him. And to those children in the second story, I am glad that they got out alright. But if you made it this far into the video, put an emoji. If you want to recommend any videos to watch, here's my new Discord server. But thanks for watching, see y'all later.